Right, okay, so we're here with, what's your name?
Steve.
Steve, how do you analyse that game?
Absolutely fantastic. I didn't think we'd get a 4-1 result, but I thought we'd get a result.
Yeah.
Obviously, amazing result. I lived in Manchester for 22 years. I came back to North East 10 years ago. I lived in Manchester all them years, and Alex Ferguson won the league for 20 years, and we've totally turned it around on them. Their average side, way better.
Yeah, I mean, we did a combined 11 through the week, and Fernandez is the only person that we put in from a Man U squad. Would have never thought of that a few years ago.
No, definitely not. And I thought our Bruno today was like head and shoulders above him.
Yeah. Who do you give man of the match to? There's a few options.
I'll give it to Tonali.
Tonali, yeah.
Tonali and Livramento, both of them together.
We've got momentum now. It's obviously competition for Champions League. How do you see that running going?
I see us beating Palace on Wednesday, and after that, I just don't know.
Yeah, we've got Aston Villa, we've got Arsenal. They're the two
Aston
big
Villa
ones.
could get a draw there, maybe get a sneaky result, but we'll wait and see. Arsenal, I just don't know about that.
What do you make of the contenders that we've got? Man City in particular. Do you reckon they're going to?
No, I don't think so.
No. Chelsea,
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyone else worry you? Because Nottingham Forest, we could get a. We could get a full Forest as well and finish third.
Yeah, I think we could finish third.
Yeah,
I really do. Yeah.
Where does your heart and head tell you?
My heart tells me we'll finish fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how would you analyse that season? You got a cup, and then you're getting Champions League
fantastic.
football.
It's what dreams are made of.
Yeah. And is there much do you reckon to spend in the summer? Because obviously we've still got PSR, but you'd imagine with Champions League football.
I'm hoping we're going to spend like 200 million quid.
What you reckon,
hopefully, the maximum.
Who would you like to see fetched in?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't like to say.
No.
Cunha from Wolves.
Yeah.
And Tyler Dimon from Southampton, if possible.
Yeah.
And we need a right winger, so I don't know.
Yeah, we'll go then. Right, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, so we're here after the game. What's your name, mate?
Alex.
Alex, and you're a Man U fan, so how do you analyse that game? Before I do, what were your thoughts going into the game? Were you expecting much different?
Well, it was hard to determine because obviously dropping Onana.
Yeah. Is that the right move now, looking back at it, 90 minutes played?
I don't know, because you've got to look at Amorim. You had a lot of if you started Onana and you dropped another mistake, then that's on him.
Yeah.
But he could have redeemed himself. But I just think the result affects on the players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then thoughts on this game as well. So obviously 4-1, very heavy scoreline.
Terrible. Same thing, mate, reflects on the players. I just think we weren't clinical enough, not getting down the wings enough. Garnacho, fair enough, got that goal back, but we didn't capitalise on that.
It's been a dreadful season, not to like rub salt in the wounds or whatever.
No.
Where do you put this down to? Is it kind of the fault of the players? Is it the manager not had enough time kind of coming in? Is it the owners? Where do you
I just think it's a mixture of all, mate. Obviously, he's come in with a different set of tactics, and the players aren't used to playing them tactics. So anyway, take this as a defeat, and we'll bounce back on Thursday against Lyon at home.
Do you see him as the man to kind of stick with you for a few years? Because you've not really had any proper consistency manager-wise since Ferguson.
Well, it's same thing again. I don't think we've had enough time to let anyone. Fair enough, Ten Hag. Couple of questionable, decisions from him in signings. Whereas I think, if like Amorim, I think he's got a clear vision. Whereas I just think, we've got to take each game as it comes. Obviously, league's out the question. Forget about that. So it's just focusing on Europa League now, trying to get back in the Champions League.
I mean, you could still go all the way with that and get Champions
League.
Yeah?
But like I say, take this as a defeat. And bounce back on Thursday.
How do you see the summer going as well? Because obviously the owners kind of penny pinching or whatever term you want to use. Is there money to spend in the summer, do you think? Do you think there'll be a big overhaul of players? How do you see it going?
Depends how we offload. I mean, you've got Rashford there going to Villa. You've got the likes of Casemiro probably bound for Saudi. So it all depends on that.
You want him to go, you need to get his wages up.
Exactly. So, I mean, when he wants to play, he does.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I've got no else to say.
How do you see a few of the players that have left? Because I know obviously he's a local lad, Rashford. He's went away. How do you see his performances at Villa? Does it annoy you if he's doing well? Because Sancho's obviously went away done well. Anthony's gone away done well.
Well, I think it's just a case of trying to prove a point in it. I mean, just to speak for itself, the likes of McTominay, Rashford. I wouldn't say too much Sancho. But speaks for itself, doesn't it? So.
Do these players have a future, do you think, or do you think that's them done with?
Nah, I think that's them done with. Obviously, if they come back, they've got no heart, no desire. So, if they're happy playing elsewhere, just give them that.
So, are you expecting obviously a lot out and a lot in the summer then, a big?
No, but like I say, just offload the big money makers and just take the opportunity to sign take the opportunity to sign someone in their position. for a lot less money.
And I'm just curious as well. Obviously, you're not going to know because the transfer window hasn't been done yet. But what's your expectations going into next kind of summer? Because you've got Newcastle, you've got Nottingham Forest, you've got Brighton, Aston Villa, a few that have kind of done really well this season. Do you see yourselves as kind of starting afresh next season and doing better than them teams?
No, really kind of. We've got to start small. Obviously, the new ownership, new manager, so he's obviously going to have a different mindset. So, you've got to wait and see.
So you've kind of given him a few years kind of grace.
You've got to, because I mean that's our problem in the last couple of years. I think we've been too quick to let anyone settle in. Yeah. So I think like I say, just see what his visions are clear. So just let him settle in, see what his ambitions are. Yeah. And then take it from there. One
of the things I need to ask you as well is the new owner that come in as well. He did a massive interview and stuff like that. What's the thoughts in Manchester generally around?
Same thing. I mean, I'll be on the other fence a lot of people, but I think he's right in what he says. With the Glazers being in, with Ineos coming in, you've got to take, like I say, you've got to take a lot of spending cuts, which is
is that the right thing to do? Because obviously he's been heavily criticised because he's taken away from OAPs and stuff.
It's all to do with like the cost and things like that. You've got to take small steps at first. I mean, a lot of people might not agree with it, but it's what you've got to do. Unfortunately, they've run to the ground too much. So I think give them a couple of years, see how they are. I mean, like I say, I personally think they've got a clear vision of what they want to do. Jim Ratcliffe being a Man United fan, whether a lot of people agree with that or not, we'll see how it goes.
And then where do you reckon you'll finish next season? In the
next
league?
Season, I don't know. I mean, we'll just focus on this season. League's out the question, but we'll focus on Europa League, hopefully get in Champions League, and then build from there.
Do you reckon Europe next season, top 10? Is it like where?
Yeah, long way to go.
Long way to go. Right, thank you very much. Very balanced there. Okay, so we're here with, what's your name, mate?
Tom.
What was your score prediction going into the game?
It was 2-0. 2-0 Newcastle. I thought we were bossed today. Absolutely fantastic. Harvey Barnes, what a turnaround for him. Absolutely fantastic.
Is Gordon guaranteed to get in now, or do you reckon?
I don't think so.
Nope.
I don't think so. I think if someone's going to give way, it's who's going to give way? You just don't know.
Good problem I have.
Yeah, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Good to see Gordon back on though. Yeah. Get a few minutes on the pitch. He looked confident. He was trying, but absolutely fantastic today. Tonali today. Man of the match, absolutely phenomenal. He's absolutely class.
How do you see the Champions League race as well? So we're fourth now, we've got a game in hand, we've got momentum. How do you see that going?
I think we'll finish third. I've said it for a long time now. I think we'll finish third. Yeah. Crystal Palace on Wednesday.
Could have had it, couldn't they?
Crystal Palace on Wednesday. With third, that will put us third. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic.
How do you see the other teams as well? So we'll go through a few of them. Nottingham Forest, do you think they're going to continue to kind of dip off?
I think they're going to dip. I predicted it a few weeks ago. That's why I said that we'll finish third. Yeah. But
fantastic season though. The fact that they're even up in third.
Unreal for them. But unfortunate for them. Brilliant for us. They're going to drop off.
Man City, how do you see them going? Because they're finding a little bit of form.
Well, I think they're open down. I think they're open down. I think yesterday they're going 2-0 down, and then fair enough they came back with De Bruyne. Yeah, he's always going to be quality, isn't he? You know what I mean?
Mamouche as well, banging.
Yes. I fantastic play. He scored against us, didn't he? So.
What about Chelsea as well? Because they're a funny one as well.
I think they're going to drop off.
Yeah. I really draw today, by the way.
Yeah,
as well.
I know. I saw it. Yeah, 2-2. I think they're going to drop off. And that's why I was confident that we'd finish third. I thought Chelsea drop off, not Forest drop off, and we just carry on. The way we're going.
What a season for Newcastle! Champions League and winning the cup.
Oh, hey! I never thought I'd see it. I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime. You know what I mean? Win the cup. And Champions League again.
The last questions I've got as well is in the summer, presumably we get Champions League, if not we're guaranteed Europe. What's the budget that you anticipate? Not kind of what you want, but what do you honestly expect in the budget?
We haven't spent anything for what, 3 transfer windows now, and I mean that in we spent 10 million here, 15 million there.
Champions League money as well.
I think it's going to be 150 million. 150 million. Go out, sign some quality players, not just quality players who are going to fit into the team. You've got Tonali coming in there, he fits in the team perfectly. And Bruno, They all know what it's all about.
Have we got the best central midfield in the league, do you reckon?
Oh, absolutely.
I think we do.
Oh, fantastic. Joe Linton. I never mentioned Joe Linton there, but
Miley as well, even the young and like a good option.
This is a good thing though. They're all pushing.
Yeah.
They're all pushing for the places. And you mentioned Gordon earlier on. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he kind of get in the team. Who would have thought that?
Who's your number one target in the summer? Who would you like to see fetched in?
I think I'm not going to mention a player, but the positions. I think we need a centre half because
Callum Wilson.
And Callum Wilson, God bless him. I think he's been brilliant for us, but I think he needs to move on, and we need another striker in. Asula, we've got him. I think he needs to go out on loan.
I think so, yeah.
I think he needs to go out on loan, and we need to get a proven striker in, as well as Isaac, because I think Isaac will stay as well. I think that's a big plus. That could be the sign of the summer.
What about the goalkeeper positioning? Because it debates a lot of fans with Nick Pope, Dubravka. Do you think another one needs fetching in? Because we've seen Trafford link loads.
Absolutely. I think Pope. He's been great for us, Pope. But I think we need to move on from him. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think Trafford, fantastic. He's up and coming English goalkeeper. I do think Dubravka was unlucky to get dropped. Yeah. And I think he should have still been in there. I must be honest.
He made some good saves today, though.
He did. Oh, fantastic! But that's what he's all about. Good shot stopper.
Yep.
But when the ball's passed back to him.
And then score prediction before you go. Score prediction for Wednesday.
I think we'll win, Dad. I'll go 3-0.
3-0.
Come on.
Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. What's your name?
David.
How do you analyse that game, mate?
Magic beating them. Magic doesn't get any better, does it?
What did you honestly expect going into the game? Because obviously 4-1's a spectacular score.
I expected a win, but I didn't know it was going to be 4-1, but I'll take the 4-1 all day.
Yeah, man of the match?
Tonali. Got to be. Run his backside off all game, didn't he?
Yeah, we're now, it's heating up for Champions League football. We've got a game in hand. Where do you think Newcastle will finish?
I'm gonna go for third,
Third, yeah.
Aye, I think we're gonna push third, aye.
What do you make of the other ones that are in contention? You got Man City. How do you see their kind of end of season going?
I think they've been a bit stale lately, haven't they? So I think it could be a 50-50 between them and Chelsea, between who gets it. But
what about Nottingham Forest? Do you think their drip off's going to continue?
No, I think they're gonna I fancy Forest today, to be fair. So out of Forest, I'll go with Forest.
Yeah, and if we do get Champions League money as well, what are you expecting the budget to be in the summer? How much do you think Newcastle have to spend?
It's got to be better than the last two, hasn't it? So I'll go 150, hopefully.
Yeah, you got a number one target who you like to see fetched in?
Nah, just to be honest, I'm happy with the team, to be fair. The problem we've got now is who do you bring in who's going to make it better.
Yeah. We've got a few people out of contract. I was going to say Wilson and stuff's out of contract.
Wilson to me, I like Wilson. I think he's a cracking striker, but problem is it's keeping him fit.
Yeah.
If you can keep him fit, I think you've got a cracking striker, but it's keeping him fit.
Yeah, right. There we go then, mate. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.